In this video, traders, we are going to look at why do traders lose? Stick around. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. So I want to explore this. Why do traders lose? I've seen hundreds of traders come and go. Some guys have been here from the very beginning, are still here now. Others have come through and gone. And I can see why some traders just fall by the wayside, doesn't work for them, or why some traders are still here and are struggling, but then they go first green year, first green month. And what makes that click for them? And I can see that in my own trading over 20 plus years of being in the business, these different cycles and different struggles and challenges along the way, but that's fine, but being able to see this broad selection of traders from different walks of life, trading different instruments, etc., what the commonality is, that gives me a really good insight. I'm going to share that with you today. Okay, so imagine the journey of a trader, right? Imagine your journey of a trader. My journey pretty similar. Oh, trading, it sounds really good and exciting. I can make money. I love being in front of the screen. I love the challenge of this, blah, 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 blah. All the other reasons. Make lots of money, freedom, blah. And so you go, oh, I'm going to study. And so you start studying and you go, yes, this is good. So I'm going to use this indicator and this, and I'm going to use this broker, right? And I'm going to do this and I'll make this much per day, and great. And then you kind of start off, right? And you go, oh, actually, this strategy is not that effective, or it's not really working. And that's going to drop off a lot of people, okay? Imagine got flashing lights, ooh, money, freedom, all the stuff that all the marketing people are using. In they come, everyone comes in, yes, everyone's lining up, get started, get their broker account. Chung. First sign, there's a challenge, right? That's going to knock off a chunk. And you're not one of them because you're here researching stuff and learning and trying to pick different things from different people and take them and put them into your own trading business. That's not you. That's a lot of people. Don't forget, that's a lot of people. And so already we've lost a big chunk. First sign of challenge, you know what, it's not for me. That's fine. It's not for everyone. There's no judgment there. There's plenty of other things to do in life that are fulfilling, and it's a personal thing as well. Then you've got your strategy, like, oh, I can't even get a strategy that's working. And then maybe you do, but then maybe you're breaking rules. You can't stick to rules, you don't have a plan. It's like, God damn it, it's psychology. Why am I breaking rules? And you've got this mindset issue. That's a big drop off of people. The amount of people who are going, oh man, I just can't control my emotions. I get frustrated. I can't stick to my rules. I don't know how to do this. And that's a massive journey to kind of go down and deal with. And many traders don't want to do that. Many people don't do that. And I get it and I understand. Fine. So again, massive drop off. So we're seeing people dropping off here. We're seeing people dropping off here. This is the biggest drop off. All right, so people, and again, I'm kind of compressing this all in. People who kind of have a strategy nailed down, they kind of understand the psychology aspect and the discipline aspect and the mindset aspect, but they're just not getting results. And this, even for me, this is a point where I go, okay, it's just not working. At some point you have to throw in the towel and say, this is not working. And in fact, I listened to a podcast recently, a guy saying exactly the same thing. Who's saying, hey, at some point I was like, hey, I'm putting all this effort in and I'm getting no results. There's an opportunity cost here. At what point do I go, I need to do something else? And it's real world, guys. We live in the real world. And that's where a majority of people kind of drop off. Maximum effort, no results. Talk about why in a second, but they're putting the effort in. They're doing this. They're kind of putting the discipline hours in. They're reading the books. They've got the strategy, and it's just not working. And the things you can't see the results you're getting because you're looking at P&L, and you can't see the roots and the foundations you're building that will all support the P&L eventually. And that's the challenge with trading. It's like effort in, no results, no visible results. You don't realize that you're just stacking confidence, experience, screen time, that will then eventually yield into results. And a lot of people drop off then because, guys, who wants to sit with something and put all the effort in and get no results? That's why you have to love this business and be so committed to it and so kind of, I want to do it, I enjoy the process and being able to get knocked down and get back up. That's, so we've lost the majority of people at this point. And then a few come to the other side, start making some money, put a green year in, and then you've got that. Then some people accelerate massively from that, and then a green year becomes a regular month, and etc. Some people say, oh, it's all kind of rocky start and this, but that's the way it works, right? That's business in general. And so we've lost a lot of people here, so that's why most traders lose. But if you think about what the causes of this, these are some of the main causes. The first one is frustration leading to high risk plays. This is big. And I think this is one of the biggest causes. So what I mean by this is People are frustrated at any of these points, causing frustration. Oh, strategy's not working. Can't seem to stick to my rules. I put my effort in, it's not working. Either they're losing consistently or little bit, and the frustration of that makes them just blow up in their mind and go, I'm just going to swing for the fences. I'm just going to go for this. I'm going to go for that, because if I can just get my P&L back to here, then I feel good about stuff. And maybe it works once, but you do it all the time, eventually it's going to blow you up. And that's the end of the game. They don't want to keep putting money back in. They're out of the game. And this is something that is so common. I see traders doing such a lot. I'm not getting results, not getting results. And so I'm just going to go crazy and just do a wild, or get caught up in the latest meme stock, or get caught up in something different, or suddenly trade a massive size on one of the plays that's not structured, or out of pure frustration of not getting results and wanting to just get those results quickly. And it might work out, but eventually it won't. And we see a lot of traders dropping off because of that. Number two, can't take the lack of progress. So it's similar, but it's just that maybe they don't blow up in terms of the frustration and putting that in risk capital, but the just how annoying it is where they're just putting all this effort in, the hours of screen time to study, and they're not making the progress, and they can't see under the surface. They can't see the roots that they're putting out, the foundations they're building that's going to support the P&L when it finally does break through. And because you can't see it, you're guessing, and you can't even measure it. And so you go, well, I've got screen time, but I've got really anything to show for it, because you're measuring it from P&L, which might still be red or still be struggling. And that frustration, a lack of progress, just demoralizes people. Understandably, they go somewhere else. And I get that. It's like, again, you've got to be so passionate, enjoy this business. There's nothing else you'd rather do to stick to that. Because if you're in it to make money, there's plenty of other arenas to make money. You could build a business, you could be working as a high-level consultant, you could be working as in a high-level job, you could all this other stuff. And maybe you can work your way up those things, and you get a little bit of money, you get a bit better. Your solicitor, you get a little bit, better solicitor, blah, blah, you get the point. The more experience you get, the more money you get. And even from day one, just by passing the benchmark of qualification, you're going to get something. Now, trade doesn't work like that. It's like nothing, everything almost. And so it's definitely something that annoys people, is the lack of progress, the frustration, the lack of progress. I should put another S on that, really, shouldn't I? Okay. Want unrealistic returns. So, okay, they make many traders, I've probably fit into this camp myself. You start off with a medium-sized account or a small account, and you think, hey, make a living from this. Probably not going to happen. You've got to get into the position where you go, okay, I need to be able to build up my account into a meaningful level. I've talked about this before, kind of how you can make that kind of acceleration, progress and consistency, so that it can become a decent size that I can maybe draw some more substantial money from it. Expecting to be able to draw 50 grand a year wage from a £5,000 account is unrealistic. Some people may have done it. Of course, there's plenty of people who have kind of made a lot of money from a very small amount of cash, but consistently, the longer time frame you go, the less likely it's going to happen. And so the frustration of, I don't want to make just £50 on this. And really think about it, if you doubled your account from 5,000 to 10,000 over a year with consistency and careful planning and risk management, that's good. That's good. And maybe you can do it then with 10 to 20, and maybe you can do it 20 to 50. You can play that game over time. But the frustration at the small account and the lack of unrealistic, or the desire to have unrealistic returns really kind of frustrates people. And before, don't really enjoy the process. You've really got to absolutely love the process. You've got to, because you're getting smashed and you're getting knocked down. And, I see some traders who like the idea of it, and they like the trading aspect of it, but don't really like the self-reflection, the study, the kind of scanning through the trades, journaling process, creating a plan. They don't really like that. That's not a really exciting part of it. You've got to love that. You've got to love that in a way that, hey, this is doing something now that is absolutely going to pay off tenfold in the future. I don't know when it's going to pay off, but I know that doing this effort now is going to eventually pay off, and compounding that work and enjoying that work, because you've got to enjoy it, because some of it's tough and dull. Some of it's dull stuff. And if you don't find it engaging and nourishing, you're just not going to do it. Fifth thing is struggle with conditions changing. So many traders kind of get traction quickly, and something works for them because they're kind of quite good at adapting to conditions. Bull market, they're kind of buying these dips or whatever it may be, and they're doing okay, and then conditions change, they're like, I kind of was working, now I don't really know what to do. And now a lot of traders jump off at that point because they realize they like making money, they don't really like the trading. They don't really like digging in and finding new strategies and little nuances and subtleties in the candles and this and that, the other, which, you know, I love and you probably love, and that means a lot of people drop out. And so most traders lose is kind of frustration, not accepting the timeline that happens with trading. It's going to take years and years, and got to accept that. A lack of progress, unrealistic returns, enjoying it, you've got to absolutely love it, and just being able to get back up and keep moving and moving forward and moving forward. And it's not for everybody, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not here to say you should carry on regardless, because, you know, at the end of the day, you're spending your valuable time on this earth doing this thing. Unless it's something you really want to do and you're kind of positioned to say, hey, whatever the outcome, I love it anyway, and I'm here. And if I get to a point where I want to be financially with it, then that's an absolute bonus. But I just love doing this. It's kind of like, okay, well, do something else if you don't love it. Do something else. You know, because that's ultimately what the point of us being on this planet is, right? Do something we enjoy and fulfills us. And so, yeah, going off topic very slightly here, but I think that's why most traders lose. Some of these things here. So it's worth thinking about, guys. If you're finding yourself frustrated, just recognize it's normal. It's normal. But if you're one of those outliers who really enjoys this game, who really wants to put in the work and really is happy to go through the process, then stick with it, because it's a win-win, whatever the outcome. Take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.